This is your reading for the rest of the year, for the next few months. I feel like you're starting to realize that maybe in the past year, to yourself, that you can easily be taken advantage of. And you kind of have always been the listening and caring ear for other people, and very generous with your time, with your effort, with your open heart. You're so tender-hearted, Sagittarius. And, you know, a lot of people look up to you. A lot of people see that compassionate, loving, magnetic radiance that you exude in your environment. And I feel like they admire especially how you seek thrills and reassurances, and while still having this restful demeanor. So Sagittarius, for the rest of the year, I feel like you're going to be giving yourself the very best, whether that be creative activities, classes, you know, the best education, knowledge, and like food, and surround yourself with mentors and teachers, inspirational thought leaders, and just even getting outside and getting the best of nature every day. I feel like you're going to start eating very clean, very healthy, and lovingly preparing your food rather than ordering out and just eating processed food. So I feel like when you eat the best food and you get the best sleep, you give yourself the very best, what happens is your ego reminds you that you were denying yourself all these things for a long time. You put everybody else first, and I feel like you're moving forward and you're going to endure in something, right? Like if this is a class for some of you, you're going to raise your skills. You're going to learn something to the point where you're going to be able to hone those skills in, and you maybe create some abundance from it. Okay, so that will, your diligence and whatever this is that you're passionate about, Sagittarius, this apprenticeship or something, some sort of skill development, you know, something that's repetitive, it's going to bring in an offer for you. It's going to allow you to move forward. It's going to allow you to create. It's going to allow you to, you know, with the Knight of Cups in the future aisle, to me, this could even be a proposal in work. This could be a proposal in romance or friendship. Someone could say, hey, you know, I feel like we need someone like you. You're overqualified for what you do at your job anyway. Why not give this a try? So I feel like when this offer comes through, Sagittarius, you're almost going to feel like you may not be prepared, right? And you may not have the skills yet to exactly start whatever this offer is, or suggestion even. It could even be a suggestion, right? So let's clarify why you came up as the Magician in the reverse in the future aisle. And that's a card that I'd like to see for you, Sag, in the upright. Okay. Because that means there's a discord there. There's like that, to me, that's a maybe, right? And it's not a yes or a no for you. It's a maybe. Why is this Magician in reverse? Yeah. So again, it's you deciding the outcome. It's about you going more on your instincts, your intuition, and visualizing and surpassing your fears to make that decision, right? So your fears, so I feel like, Sag, you might be like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to succeed in that. I don't know if, you know, if I do this, then this might happen. Like, no, visualize and expect good, okay? The things that you intend to happen, and expect it to happen. Like, think of it as it's already done, Sag. You know, that is the way to manifest intentionally, live and call in your creative spirit to lead the way, and put in the work now, right? Like whatever you want to grow, put in the work now. That's what I'm hearing. And whatever, you know, whatever is unfulfilling in the present for you, where you feel like if it's a corporate job, if it's a a way of thinking, a philosophy. Maybe you're shifting gears. Maybe you're shifting your boundaries. You are understanding your higher beliefs as opposed to your 3D ones, and which are more ingrained, passed down, generational, societal, programming. So I feel like there's something deep and spiritual that you may be learning. You may not know how you're going to use it right away, and that's okay. That was like me when I studied Usui Reiki in the beginning of my journey, of my awakening process. As I was starting to do this work, I didn't use the Reiki till maybe about 4 years later. I would just practice on myself and with clients, and not charge them at first. But now I charge because I've had enough practice where to the level of my own comfort. So you may have to work through your fears and anxiety with the 9 of Swords here, okay, Sag, and understand. And you're going to learn that, with the 9 of Wands in reverse, that's a great card to have in reverse. You're going to start to understand and get through the struggle, and that you have all of the inner resources, the warrior in you, the strength, the skill, the discipline, toughness of will. You've been, a hero. You're very stoic. You're very self-sacrificing and conquering your ego, Sag. I mean, I couldn't even take a breath there. Like, that's you. You've always been, you're a fire sign, so you naturally are energetic in that way. And any paranoia, exhaustion, lack of motivation, that's all going to come down in the next, I'm going to say, the rest of the year, 9 days to 9 weeks from you hearing this. You're going to start to put those walls down. You're going to start to unveil your life purpose and look forward with optimism. And you're going to start to piece together, Sag, that you, the past 9 years, 9+ years, 20 years have gotten you to this point, and you're seeing why the divine universe put you through that is for all that suffering was not a waste, because there's a silver lining under all of that, where you're going to be able to support other people who have endured or are going through what you have had. You've conquered. You've had strong resilience and will, and you're like the last man standing here. Like, you went through that. I can support you. I know that it's, in the moment, it can be hard, it can be scary, and like almost stuck in the mud at one point you were. But I feel like you're definitely looking at the world from a different perspective, and you're letting go of those old and allowing the new perspectives to come in. This is a period of surrender, the next couple of months till we hit the new year for you. And it's going to cause you to release and change and shift into deeper insights, where you're going to make a certain sacrifice to move forward. And you may not tell anyone with the Moon card here, Sag. You may keep this to yourself until you feel more comfortable in sharing your plans. And that's pretty smart to do that. I definitely recommend that you start writing, come get a session with me, give me a buzz or an email and let me know. I can definitely tap into why the moon is here. I can do that right now, but I could be reading for 1 million Sagittariuses right now. So this may not apply to you, but let me see for this specific Sag that I'm reading for with the moon card. Yeah, this is, I got see the light, right? So for me, this is about you going deeper in your psyche and connecting to your spirit with the hangman there, right? You're realizing that everyone in your life, past, present, reflects an aspect of you. And if you're feeling inferior, you're not accepting your own strength, and gifts properly. And I can totally support you with that on this journey, right? So if you're feeling superior, you're dishonoring divinity in another. So it's about either case you suffer. So this is a balance. This is how we go on this path, and we start to see the light within ourselves, and we look for common elements in which we share with those from who we feel separate from. So that's something that you could be going through behind the scenes in these next couple of months, towards the end of the year here. And it's going to allow you to be grateful for the people, the quiet people who, you know, who support you. They're your bedrocks, Sagittarius. You know who they are. You know, you're going to start to thank those and notice those with the quiet grace that support you and are in the background. These people are, you're going to want to give more, because maybe you may have taken them for granted at one point, and maybe if you didn't take advantage of them, maybe you just weren't able to thank them enough. You weren't able to express your gratitude in such a way. But I think you're going to start thanking and appreciating those bedrocks around you. And I feel like there's something for another Sagittarius. This could be where you're acknowledging that when you feel afraid, but you know that feeling fear isn't the same as an actual being in danger. Like somebody that I'm tuning into right now, I sense can be a bit of a hypochondriac, right? Like going to the doctors or looking up every single little ailment or symptom that you might be experiencing, and like, what, like what's wrong? Like something's wrong. Like you're going to start to see and not rush forward head first into the specific Sag that I'm tuning to, like where you're not going to take action until you feel calm and peaceful, and you're going to take time to think, even if it feels like you have to act like right now. And let me see why. There's like an urgency to a certain Sag that causes you to not balance that fire energy. So yeah, so to clarify that, I got the Emperor. This is about you taking authority, control, being firm and fair, like creating more structure, and maybe your health. If this is health, if this is whether it's emotional, mental, physical, spiritual health, you're going to start in practical ways in these next, you know, 9 days to 9 weeks. And you're going to learn to feel secure in your habits, right? Where maybe you haven't before. You were so hard-headed, and maybe you weren't organized enough to prepare meals, to take time to go for walks, to nurture holistically in your body and your mind and your soul in ways that maybe you haven't yet. So taking care of you, I feel like, is the key theme, the central theme for the next last 2 months of this year for you, Sag. And you're realizing that the only reason you may not be succeeding in a certain goal or goals or relationship or job is because it feels like you're starting to realize that it requires succeeding really is because your intentions require more effort than you've made so far. And you're going to dare to be happy, whether this is health, a relationship, like I said, a job, daily habits. This could be minor things that you're going to go into the new year with positive intention and be more to be more for you to get through the ego, right? And reflect more on your authentic self. So, and you're going to start to feel this vibration of joy, and you're going to be openly happy about it. Even to those that don't appreciate it, it's not going to bother you to share. Your contentment makes them aware of their own lack of it. That's all that is. If someone, don't take it personal if someone doesn't like share the joy with you. So this is you basically standing alone and sharing your joy, right? And by that, you're going to inspire other people by just stepping into a higher vibration. Sagittarius, let's pull you some advice cards. Let's see. What advice do you have for Sag for the remainder of the year? Okay, we got, I can feel positive while thinking positive. And there's this beautiful innocent child who, you know how children, they forget things. They don't really focus so long and stay in negative thoughts. They kind of get over things, right? Even if you are sensitive to your emotions and you withdraw your attention from it really quickly, you will begin to feel better. So basically, you will stop the attraction of the unwanted thing that you're thinking. So the longer you stay focused upon what you do not want, the greater, more powerful that thought will become. So watch where you put your thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Be mindful. Okay. And let's pull you one more, and what to let go of for as we head into the new year. What to let go of. What does Sag need to let go of? Defensiveness. So defensiveness is a sign of weakness, okay? To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out first, Sag. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. And the way to surrender that defensiveness is to surrender to silence. And again, I can give you some tips on how to sit with that, with just being in the moment, right? Because a lot of things can come through when you're just sitting in stillness.